All right, we're live. Welcome back to the Proud Masculine live stream. Um, since the 100 push-ups for 100-day challenge is over, we're no longer going to announce it as the 100 push-up for 100 days daily live stream. Now it's just going to be the Proud Masculine live. What's up, Darren? Hey, I got this mic and I'm trying it out. I'd ordered it for, how does it sound? Do I sound different? Does it sound clearer or something? Tell me what you think. What's up, Ryder? Guys, tell me if you can tell the difference with this mic I'm using. Does my sound, am I sounding different, clearer? Does the sound more rich and deep? Or does it sound like I'm talking through a phone? I don't know how to really gauge. Is it crisp, clear sound? What does it sound like? Tell me. So, yeah, give me y'all's feedback on that. Let me know what you think about the new mic. Crispy, I like that. Crispy sound. Look at us. Look who's waiting. What you doing? You want a treat? You want to do a trick? Huh? Turn, turn, turn. Good girl. All right. So we're going to let the chat fill up a little bit. She just got out. I put her away now when I leave. I have to because she'll pee everywhere. If she was better potty trained to go on the pads, I'd leave her out, but I can't. I'm not going to have a house that smells like piss. I can't stand that. And they're small dogs. You have to be reasonable. But I tried potty training to where she could roam the house freely, and use the pads, but she's not wanting to use the pads. What's up, Nicole? So we got a few people in here. Y'all, let's get them lights up. Smash that like. I'm making a few changes here to the channel. So I want everybody to join the Telegram group. I've changed the group to a Proud Masculine Live Telegram group. So as I go live, I'm going to send it to the group and you get the Telegram notification rather than relying on YouTube to notify y'all, because it doesn't seem to be doing that. I'd really like to get my numbers back up to where they were. Look, if y'all just coming in, smash that like. And if you're sitting, smash it too. So I've done that. I've renamed the group. I renamed the Telegram because the 100-day push-ups is over. It's complete. It's done. But I want everybody to join in that Telegram. And that way, every night you'll get the Telegram alert if you don't get the YouTube. I don't know how to drop the link in here. Where those Zens? That ain't Zen. That's on. It's on. Now I'm got a partnership with On. No, I really don't, but I should. What's up, Danny? What's up, Pedro? Thank you, Danny. What's up, Chapstick? How you doing, miss? Yes, Pedro, I'm happy with Trump's victory. We're not going to make it too long tonight. You know, I'm going to tell y'all something. And I want to let everybody know that it's okay to make mistakes. You need to give yourself permission to make mistakes. and not really beat yourself up too bad about it. I had a crazy day. I had an uncharacteristically error-filled day today. And it's just not like me to have that happen a lot, where I make some mistakes, like especially the way I did. And it was on a job and involved a piece of heavy machinery. Nobody was hurt. Some stuff got damaged. It was negligence on my part, trying to do too many things at once. But it was just, I haven't had an off day like this in months. I'm telling you, months, where I was just ready to get the fuck. I was just ready to go home. And I still could, that wasn't an option for me. I had to come home and I had a lot more to do. I had to go train clients, and I had to go do my 2 Monday night clients. So I didn't, what's up, DT? Long time no see, brother. Everybody, welcome, DT. Actually, y'all, my very first mod when I started my live stream. Name is DT, y'all, from Australia. Solid dude. Anyway, and look, y'all, you know, and part of this is venturing into a new endeavor, right? A new line in construction, a new field. And I'm actually sort of apprenticing someone. It's somebody I've grown up with. And he and I started this trade together years ago. We were 19, 18 years old. And now he's a few years younger than I am, in his mid 40s. And he's stuck with it. And he's really good at what he does. And we've remained friends all these years, on and off. But as of recently, the last 2 years, I would go work with him on and off, now and then. Maybe work a week or two, then go back to one of my jobs that I'm running and doing. Or he'll call me like, hey, I got this big job. I could use an extra hand. You free? Yeah. And so then, so today, and that's a few more things. We're dealing with a little bit more of a complex part of the trade, which, some of the shit I haven't done in over 20 years. You know what I mean? So it's a little foreign to me, the processes and all, because there's certain processes. But anyway, it's relatively, it's almost like brand new to me. And I've had to learn again, and I've had to humble myself to be open to learning, to say, in order to be the master, you must be willing to look like the fool. And that just comes with the territory. And so I made some mistakes today, and I messed some shit up. It was just a crazy, hectic day, and it was going amazingly. We got to work, got there, everything's out, the sun comes out, there was a little fog, and the fog lifted, and we got busy, and we were being really productive, and things were just going. And it's just like within 5 minutes, it's like the wheels just fell off. And I caught myself wanting to try to like feel sorry for myself. It's not like, oh, Joe, you poor thing, but like, man, why does this happen? And what is it? Getting that negative mindset. And it gave me an opportunity to really think about, like, wait a minute. You tried something, it didn't work out. Other people were involved. You probably weren't paying as good of attention as you should have been. But, at the end of the day, nobody's hurt. It was a very valuable lesson. And you made a fucking mistake. Like, does that mean my day's over? Does that mean the rest of my day is going to be like shit? No, it doesn't. It means I'd had an opportunity to learn something better the hard way. Hopefully, it's not going to be too costly. But that's just it. And that's what life and the ascent up the success ladder looks like. Making mistakes, having these little failures. And it's okay to fail. And it's never really failure. We just call it failure because we didn't accomplish said task or goal. So in the short term, it's a failure. It doesn't mean that it has to be stamped as a big loss that you'll never recover from for the rest of your life, or even in a few minutes' time. It was just taking it from a different perspective. I was able to really look back, and I actually did this because I was walking. I was pissed off too. Not to mention, I was pissed because a part of it, this could have been avoided had everybody in the group stuck to the plan. It would have went well, and we'd have had an awesome day, a high production day. When one person didn't, and it set off like this domino effect of one bad thing after another. Crazy, almost like something you would see in a movie. But it gave me opportunity to really take a moment, emotionally detach, to get the emotions out of, let go of being pissed off, let go of hating the world and hating the day. And it just gave me a moment to say, all right, here's what we got. What do I need to do? What's the next thing that's going to put us in a better position than we're in right now? And I actually said a quick prayer. I asked God, direct my thinking. Guide my decisions, thoughts, and intuitions as to what to do next. Give me a way forward. And I just took a breath, stepped back and look, and we started trying things. At the end of the day, and it's like we got this one machine recovered, then that machine broke, the other one got stuck, broke a water main. Like it's crazy. It's something like you would see in a National Lampoon movie. And it didn't help. They had people on the job. One guy come out laughing, and I kind of jumped in the shit a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck do you think is so funny about this? I said, aren't you in the middle of doing something? Why don't you get back to it? I was pissed, but it's not his fault. And, it also gave me an opportunity to humble myself and say, hey, look, dude, you're not fucking perfect. You're going to make mistakes, but lead by example. Take the action that needs to be taken right now and lead by example. Show your fucking self. Stay composed and show these people how you're going to right this wrong. Don't put on a big display of losing your shit, losing composure because a mistake was made. Show these motherfuckers how it's going to get fixed. Give people an opportunity to trust that, you are the guy you say you are, and you're going to keep it together. You're going to calmly look at the situation for what it is and solve the problem. And that's exactly what happened. And I'll tell you, I was driving to go, look, when I left that today and when I left the job site, I was I was ready to go. But I had an opportunity to come home, took a shower and all that. Then I had some crazy shit happen when I got home. I don't even know if I'm going to tell you all that. But then I was driving to go train my clients. It's about an hour drive. And it's just, I don't know. I had this moment of gratitude as opposed to ruminating about, oh, this was done and this was said and this was said and that was done and getting pissed off. I actually called the guy up. I said, hey, brother. I said, what you up to? He's like, nothing. I said, look, man, I put you in a fucking bind today. I got you in a jam, and dude, I feel terrible about that. What can I do to make it up to you? And he's like, man, look, shit happens, and I just want y'all to think things through a little better. If I can't be there, you know, and he's not great with directions, and because you go through life and you take for granted and you expect everybody to be on the same page as you, and that's just not the case. Not everybody can think through their shit before they talk. Not everybody is going to bite their tongue until they calm down a little bit. Some people's going to say, and especially somebody that you know very well, is going to be more apt to kind of lash out a little more than somebody you don't know. And this is somebody I grew up with. I'm telling you, since we kids, I know this guy. I know his family. I know his mother, his father, his brothers. I know his daughter. And like, I remember all this shit. Matter of fact, the two that work together are brothers, and one of the brothers' sons. And, if it's gave me an opportunity to remember, not everybody has done work on themselves. Not everybody is seeking to build a more aware self. Not everybody's seeking the same thing I am. So I got to take that into account and not take it personal when somebody doesn't know how to calmly uh, resolve something, or who's not great in conflict, or not great with the fucking pressure hits, and they kind of lose their shit a little bit. And so, yeah, I had an opportunity to make an amends to the guy, because at the end of the day, it cost him a half a day's work, and I'm on his job, getting paid very well to learn his craft, so I can go out and implement it on my own. And look, at the end of the day, he's like, hey, shit happens. He said, but we got to do a better job of, thinking things through. And I immediately wanted to make an excuse and say, well, look, we had this thing all planned out, and such didn't do exactly what we talked about. I turned my head for a second. I almost wanted to do that, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to blame anybody. I had a part in it, so I'm going to own up to my shit and let the chips fall where they may. I'm not making this phone call to try to cover my ass. I'm making this phone call to right a wrong, to admit my part in something. And we hung up the phone. He said, like, look, we'll get back at it tomorrow. That's all we can do. I said, sounds good, brother. I'll see you in the morning. And it gave me an opportunity to really sit, reflect, and have a moment of gratitude for the situation. Whereas in the moment, it seems like chaos. But I mean, if you really look, in chaos, there's order, and there's opportunity in chaos, that you really get a chance to really test yourself, to see what you're doing and where you're at and where you're going. Like, where's your head at? Where are you at personally? Where's your self-awareness? What can you do when the chips fall? And it gave me an opportunity to be grateful for that opportunity to be able to do that. Fortunately, and thank God, sincerely, that nobody was hurt. We lost some time on the day. We were supposed to finish up the job tomorrow. Instead, we're going to finish Thursday. And you know, and one thing I learned is, like, hey, it's okay to make a mistake. It's part of the fucking process. You cannot avoid not making mistakes. That's what it's all about. How else are you going to learn if you're not trying things where you could potentially mess up? How else are you going to learn? There's no way to. In order to get through something, you have to experience some kind of trial and error period with it. Trial and error, which implies that there may be error there. So, and remember this, if y'all having a bad day today, or if you've had bad days, or when you have another off day, remember this, that's okay to have those days. But those days are designed to build you and mold you, not to break you. These days are designed to teach and give you an opportunity to work on the things you say you really want. And I think at the end of the day, we all want to be better people. At the end of the day, we all want to be a little bit better than what we started. And that's an awesome fucking goal to shoot for every day, even if it's this much. And I had that opportunity today. And, at first it seems like my first instinct is to get defensive and start being real hard on myself about it. And I got some bad shit going on in my head, like, motherfucker, How could you have let this happen? How could you mess this? Da, 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 da. And that's not the answer. And I gotta take a moment here to thank God for the moment I had to realize to ask God what to do next. And I think that's where my answers came from, and I think that's where the composure came from. I honestly believe that. Um, so beyond that, everybody in the chat, how was y'all's day? Few words, 3 words or less. Good, bad, different, shitty day, wonderful day. Tell me. Get them likes up. Yes, Nicole, construction is part of my income stream. What's up, Big Fred? How you doing, brother? All right, look, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and kick that guy out of the chat. Um, if if you see me speaking and I'm not addressing the chat, don't keep asking the same question. I'm coming. I go from the top of the chat to the bottom slowly. And if I got something to say, I stop the chat so it's not scrolling. Just be patient. And again, if you really want a question answered and you're really interested and you got something on your mind that you need to get off that you want to know, put it in the super chat. It'll pop up. I'll see. I'll go straight to your question. Or you can donate to the channel. It's always appreciated going into the studio. Sweet Pea said playing catch up is fun. Okay, you talking to Rodera. What's up, Sparrow? Uktarsh, what's up, brother? Beatus, my man. Casey, I got your email, brother. I answered you today. When we get off, I can't remember my zip code. So when we get off the stream, I'll send you the zip code, the address, brother. Thank you for answering. Um, what's up, Fresh? Sweepy said, I had to learn that too. Not everyone thinks the same way as I'm able to function I do in certain situations. Yeah. And look, you got to remember, most people who walk around day to day are not really aware of what's going on around them, nor do they take what's going on around them in the world, especially your own situation. You know, we can't take for granted that people are paying attention at the same rate we do. You know, not everybody is on the same page. And this is where we begin to have these expectations, which expectations inevitably lead to disappointment, right? Or some type of fucking negative emotion, angry or frustrated or whatever, let down. It's all right, Casey. I just answered you because I was going checking my emails and I saw it and answered you. Beat us. You had a 1.9 mile day, a short day, huh? Rest day. That's right, DT. And I own my own business. I do my own training. I create my own content. So it's hard to fucking remember that I don't know how to do everything. And it's hard to remember that when you want to learn something, you got to start from the beginning. And nobody's above that. I'm not above that. I have to get down and grind just like the rest of them and learn the shit and be patient and ask questions and be attentive. I think apprenticeships are so valuable for young men. Being an apprentice, you learn so much more than just what you put your hands on. You learn a lot about yourself as an apprentice, and you learn a lot about life as an apprentice. It's just like through a growth process at any age, you got to remember that there's going to be a beginning where you don't know anything. And then sometimes you're going to look like an ass and feel a little bit like an ass, but that's part of it. And not to think of yourself as the ass, but as the apprentice. And you got to be able to you grow some thick skin. And because look, sometimes my ego's in the way, y'all. Like I own a business. I'm the trainer. When you in my care, I'm El Capitan, Jefe. You're at home. I'm the boss. I'm the leader on my content. Like that's me. I'm responsible for that. And it's sometimes you lose sight of like pump the fucking brakes there, Chief. Like you may be better than some shit other than people, but they have people that are out there that are better than you that can teach you a lot if you open your mind and humble yourself to be open to learn. I think that's why it's so important to have such a nice relationship with God. Good observation, DT. Divine said, I've learned in situations where it's not going the way I was supposed to, stay calm or work it out. More stress a person is, the more mistakes happen. And that's exactly what happened in the beginning. The very first reaction was a stress reaction. It's like, oh shit. And then boom, 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 boom. All of a sudden, everybody's moving fast and then nothing's getting done and shit's going backwards. Darren said, my day was busy. This weekend coming up, it's going to be even busier. We have a man's conference at our church. 1,300 men. No shit. Sweet Pea said she had a productive day. Awesome. Greendon said a great day. Nicole said it was okay. Casey said he had a good day. Entered into a monthly raffle at my new job, even though it just started. You won an Alaskan cruise. Hey, Rodera, guess who's coming to see you? Rodera, A-Rod. Nicole, I do private consultations, yes. The information is in the description. You can email me. We set an appointment. Oh, look, Rod already knows. She said, oh, nice, Casey, coming over to my side. Lopez, what's up, brother? Tay to Slime. Every young man needs a good role model in their life. Absolutely, they do. Every young man needs a strong masculine figure in their lives. Every young man. Sweet Pea said, learn to take constructive criticism, but be able to tell the difference between a low blow and constructive criticism. I say also, learn to take low blows. What's wrong with having thick skin? I mean, a dude said something kind of snarky to me, but I mean, I can't go fucking punching the piss out of somebody because they call me a name in the heat of the moment. That's why I said it's so important that somebody is composed and stays composed. Now, for me to come to violence, we got to go a long way. And a little bit of name calling ain't going to bring me there. And I don't see it being very productive to get into a name calling match. And well, if I'm this, then you this, motherfucker. And what about this? I don't see the point in that. That gets nowhere. It just sets you further back. Um, Disrespect is one thing. And I think people have lost touch with disrespect because I hear this word all the time. Oh, he's disrespecting me. Oh, that was disrespect. What does that even mean? Is every time somebody says something you don't agree with, is that disrespect? Or if somebody says something that hurts your feelings, is that necessarily disrespect? I guess in a sense it would be. But I mean, to what level? To what end? And I got to think back. Do I always react perfectly when shit doesn't go my way or when shit falls apart? Am I always the Zen master? Oh, no, I'm not. I go off too. Much less these days. Much, much, much less. But at times it happens. And I've said this before in here. Nobody can maintain a 1,000% fucking pimp game 1,000% of the time. There are factors and variables that totally affect that, especially as a human being. Um, what's up, Get Gooder? Doing well, brother. How are you? Darren says, I think the biggest thing is when we get stressed, I give it to God and ask God for help. He's our strength and our provider. And that's actually what I did. And I did that. I had the presence of mind because of God to do that. I've had God in my life long enough to know this is a God situation. The solution to this thing in the moment, right here now, is God. Not me, not my hot headed ass. Starting, all right, here's the fuck we're going to do. Yeah. And blaming and pointing fingers and telling them, you get here, we got to get this here. This. No, I had a fucking moment where I walked off by myself and literally said a prayer out loud. And it was answered. And obviously, it's even more clearly answered tonight because I get an opportunity to share it with y'all. Casey said, you want me to send you a small piece of Carolina Reaper? Dude, that ain't a prank. We'll eat the shit out of that Carolina Reaper beef jerky, brother. Bring it. Casey says, I think a large part of that comes down to people not understanding boundaries that you have set, as we're all different people. But don't people please, you kings, if something bothers you. Yeah, you don't have to people please. You don't have to cower to anybody. But I don't know. I've had the ability to just kind of slow shit down. I've had the ability to take high pressure and high stress situations and just bring them down a notch to where I can kind of look at it and not get overwhelmed and start picking apart the pieces that need to be moved in order to create the solution and be in the solution. And let me tell you something about boundaries, Casey. We all have boundaries, but it's not up to people to not cross our boundaries. It's up to us to enforce it. Um, and I do agree with that, Casey. When you first set those boundaries, someone doesn't agree with you and assert them. They think you're being disrespectful. That's a manipulation tactic, but this is where having hard boundaries are set in those moments to where they're going to try, what are you being disrespectful? You're like, no, that's how it is for me. You don't have to like it, but you're going to respect it. You don't have to like it, but that's how it's going to be. And if not, then maybe maybe we're not a good fit. But that's why you have to have consequences for those boundaries being crossed, because it's your job to enforce the boundary. It's not their job to not cross it. Matter of fact, your boundaries are set to be crossed, to either be obeyed or be crossed. And one thing I can tell you is your boundaries will be tested. And the way you remain true to yourself and true to that boundary is to impose the consequence given for breaking that boundary. And that's our job. And that's really where self-respect and confidence comes from. That's one of the places that true self-respect, self-love, and self-confidence come from, is through boundary enforcement, because it will be tested. Nicole said, did you have dinner? I did. I picked up some hibachi on the way home, and I ate about 10 bites real quick before I got on here. I just wolfed some of it down. Steak and shrimp hibachi. One of my favorites. Big, juicy Louisiana shrimp. I did, Nicole. Thank you for asking. Darren says, one thing I've learned is life is trusting in God. And what's been helping me is reading his word on a regular basis. Yeah, Darren, you can't go wrong doing that. There's no wrong way in life if you do that, if you're living by God, especially if you're reading his word on a regular basis. You'll always have an answer. Tay to Slime says, don't change yourself for anyone else but your own self. Once you choose someone, they're a pushover, they're going to abuse it. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that goes with the whole boundary enforcement thing. But I mean, also, it's our job to not get carried away with the enforcement of boundary. So if somebody calls you a name and you say, hey, I don't tolerate that. Don't call me out of my name. My name's Joe. You can speak to me like that. And he says, fuck you. What you gonna do? You can't just crack them. Not in society. You can't just go popping off at every fucking sucker who's got a mouthpiece problem. Can't do that in society. That's prison shit. That's the way prisons operate. We're not in prison. We're out in society. And yes, I agree with you, Tater Slime. Most people take you being a patient and kind person as being weak, when it's usually the exact opposite. People in life who've developed this kindness and the softness and patience are the people who've had it the worst, who have seen the worst and have experienced that. They're no strangers to fucking chaos. They just appreciate it and enjoy it. So they prefer to not enter that craziness. Yes, Nicole, it was delicious. I still got a few bites left. When we get off of here, I'm going to go eat it. Casey said, one thing I've had to learn through growing processes, not to be afraid of confrontation and not always do things I don't want, to make sure my thoughts are heard. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I love that. Daddy and a caddy with the big $2 super chat for the night, first of the night. Everybody's W's in the chat for Daddy and the caddy. Says, I let go of 99 cents of insults because I will go 100. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Very well spoken, Daddy and a caddy. Always got a little wisdom behind his super chats, doesn't he? A little secret wisdom hidden in there. Sweet Pea said, people mistake kindness also for being stupid and easily fooled. Yeah. Yeah, I just let them go. I let them think what they want. Real people understand. Like, game recognizes game. When I meet a kind, gentle person, I know a guy who could take your fucking head off in an instant and would not hesitate to do it. But he is one of the sweetest people, like just genuinely kind-hearted person who will avoid harm and conflict at any cost. But don't mistake this dude for being weak. You understand? Don't mistake that big cheesy smile of his and his high-pitched voice for being a weakling. This dude will tear your shit apart easily. And he knows that. But he'd much rather go the other way. He's seen it. He's done it. There's nothing he needs to see about that side of humanity. And I think if people just, you got a lot of nasty people out there who automatically take that shit for granted and take it as a weakness. And that's just the people you got to not be around. Bob, New Jersey, I see you in there, brother. Darren said, I do remember growing up in high school and did not have many friends. Got picked on a lot, but had brothers to help me. Here we go. Bishop Stoner, y'all. I was about to get to this point about the boundary, but he beat me to it. And thank God he did. Welcome back, Bishop. He said, boundaries are only seen as abusive by toxic abusers. Also, defending narcissism is narcissism. Toxic people see your boundaries as abuse to them. Very well put, sir. But you know, and look, the way I move in life, the people who need to come in, and the people who need to go, go. I don't think God has me on a move. I think you meet everybody for a reason. And I think you attract the people who are on your level at the time being. Well, maybe there's something you need to learn from that experience. Like today, you know, at the end of the day, taking that drive clear in my head, I saw it for what it was. It's a great opportunity to learn something more about myself. It was kind of a way for me to gauge my own growth, to see how I handled things. I was always pretty good under pressure. But then being able to really sit back and look at something emotionally detached and just look at it from a 30,000-foot perspective about what does this mean? What did this mean? What could I have done here? What can I have done there? Did I handle this well? And one of my first questions is, do I owe anybody an apology? Do I need to make an amends? And the answer was yes, right away. So I did that. And it gave me an opportunity to get right. Um, Darren says, I think I'm here to shine the light in this chat room and bring good vibes. Well, you bring them, brother. And thank you. And bring that light with you. That's welcome here always. Sweepy said, my real dad is a narcissist. If he can't lie to you to get what you want for him, he wants. He starts to crocodile tears and pity plea of nobody being there for him or loving him. He's all alone, LOL. Yeah, that's a pretty common characteristic of narcissists. Nobody loves me. Just leave me alone. I'll die myself. I don't want to bother anybody. I don't have anybody there. Yeah, it's all a fucking. They play the victim. Narcissists are always the victim. And I find that with toxic people too. Always the victims. Did I lose y'all for a second? And that's what toxic, manipulative people always put themselves in a victim. You'll try to tell them, hey, this, and they're like, oh, well, and they'll feel attacked. Then they're the victim all of a sudden. They always wind up the victim. That's amazing. What I find you do with those people, Daddy and a Caddy said, sometimes you have to love a toxic family from afar. W's in the chat for the wisdom and for the $2 super chat. That's the only way you can love toxic family is from a distance. That's okay. It's protect your peace. Life is too short to what I was going to tell you about these toxic people, narcissists, manipulators, victims. Ruthlessly cut these people out of your life. The situation with these type of people will never get better. Only progressively worse and worse and worse. Because that's all they do is try to bring you down to their level. Bishop said they create chaos and then try to claim that they are the victim of their own catastrophe. Boy, if I had $1 for every time. I know somebody like that very well. And that's just dysfunction. And if you even a moderately, remotely healthy person of sound mind and sound emotion, you won't want that shit within 10 miles of you. You'll be able to spot that shit a long ways away. And this is why I tell people in your life, people, friends, relationships, anything, high or slow, fire fast. Take a long time and let these people vet themselves. Relationships, friendships, let these people vet themselves to prove to you that they belong in your life. I know when I'm in somebody's life, I bring value. I bring something. If I'm hanging out with you, your life is a better for it. And I don't say that to be arrogant. I say that because I know who the fuck I am. And I've gotten the results. If you only coming into my life to take my peace and not appreciate my value, then you don't need to be in it. And you won't be, I promise you. And that's okay. That's not arrogance. That's called self-love, self-respect. Sweet Pea said, Bishop, my sister is that way. I haven't spoken to her going on 2 years. Yeah. Chandler said, holy shit, y'all. Slick Rick Torres, y'all. Welcome, Slick Rick, to the chat. Old friend, go back a long ways. My man with the plan, Rick Torres. Oh, Slick Rick, Uncle Rick. Everybody say hi to Rick. So salute Toxic people can be family also. Anybody that show themselves to be toxic or energy vampires, remove them. Your mental peace is priority. I think we're going to pen that one because that's wisdom spoken by a wise man who can attest to that. Darren said, so after the men's conference this weekend, I'll be going away to spend time with family. Would be well deserved. Have a good day tomorrow, buddy. Remember, God loves you and God loves you too, Darren. Thank you, man. Thank you for your light and positivity, brother. Talk to you soon. Sweet Pea said, the wrong people will always weed themselves out of your life, and don't try to hold on to them. God is helping you by protecting you from hurtful and toxic people. Amen. That's exactly right. DT said, big $2 super chat from DT, y'all. W's in the chat for DT. Said, say hi to PM Jr. You say hi to him too, DT, because I barely see the dude anymore. Thank you for stopping in, brother. It was good seeing you. I hope everything's going well. We got to catch up soon. Daddy in a caddy says, Rick, what's up, Rick? Everybody's saying Rick. Rick's good fucking people, y'all. Solid dude, top to bottom and inside and out. I promise you that. You know, one of the rare people that I talk about that I've met on this journey is Rick Torres. A fucking G out there, really walking the fucking talk, I promise you. Tay to Slines and my ex-baby mom is just like that. She always pinned the blame on me. Guilt me into giving her money, even though she makes more than me. Yeah, you got to watch them. I've fallen for that one, brother. And that's another thing. People who it's never good enough. It's never enough. Instantly remove these people. Ruthlessly cut these people out of your life and live unapologetically protecting your own peace. Men, you got to understand, you have to live from your own mental point of origin. And this is something I've learned years back. And it took me a while to really exercise it and put it into my life and really internalize this, is living from your own mental point of origin, meaning see to yourself first. That's not selfish. The blessing's mine, brother. Thank you, Rick. It's a fucking badass thing to say, brother. Thank you. Likewise, 100% back to you, brother. Yeah, and you can also have people that, if she can't manage her own life and finances, according to having children, then yeah, she's immature, and you're going to watch your children, those type, try to turn the kids against their dad. They're out there. But guys, you got to understand, feed yourself first. And I don't mean literally. If you're starving with your children, of course you're going to let your kids eat. But the thing is, if you don't tend to yourself first, nobody's going to get the best of you. You're going to be cheating everybody, including yourself. If you cannot pour from an empty cup, and this is something I have to impress on men and say, well, what about this? And what about that? What about it? What good are you if you're a fucking half a person? What good? How are you going to genuinely and gracefully give to other people? How are you going to pour into their cup if your cup's empty? That's the best way I can put it. How are you going to be able to give yourself to someone when you're not there, when you're not put together? And that takes time. That takes years to be able to fucking adapt and really put that into practice into your life. Because at first it feels like, am I being selfish? Am I being self-centered? No, you're not. You're doing the best thing. You're doing that because you actually love and care about the people who are in your life and who are coming into your life. It's along the same lines of having respect and love for yourself, because if you can't respect and love yourself, you can't respect and love anybody else. And you'll never be able to receive that. if you don't know how to do that on your own first. And Frank, so good evening, everyone. Good evening, and Frank. Y'all, I am alarmed at how low my chat numbers are, how low my attendance is. That is alarming. Sweet Pea said, Tay, fight for your kid. Um, she can't take care of your child correctly to get custody. That's easier said than done. You got to sit back and pray about that one, Slime. And Frank said, well, it's a Monday night. It's late. You're having a good time out there in NOLA. I'm having a blast on my live stream, doing what I do. Well, guys, look, we're about to wrap it here. So look, I made the change. I don't know if anybody was here at the beginning. That's right, Rick. Cultivate your circle to ensure your growth. Be very fucking particular who you let in your life, because it has a prolific impact on who you surround yourself with. You're either going to surround, like I said, what is that? Last night I was talking about. If you if you are hanging around with three losers, guess who the fourth loser is going to be? If you hanging around with three people who are ambitious and driven and kind and respectful and who are doing better things than you, what do you think is going to happen to you? Think about it. It's simple. And typically, when you're on a certain level, you're not even going to see other people below that. Like they don't even show up on the radar. Um, the water seeks its own level thing. And that's true. This is why you see like-minded people, whether it's like-minded like criminals and drug addicts hang out together. That's why you see billionaires and successful people hang out together and doctors hang with doctors. It's people who are like-minded, who are going to gravitate towards one another. And the important thing is to have a circle that feeds you and that you feed them, that there's a palpable reciprocation of good fucking vibes and good energy, and things are reciprocated throughout the group and back and forth. Sometimes you're going to need to lean on them. Sometimes they need to lean on you, and that's natural. And good people in your life who really truly care about you and love you will be ready to be able to hold that position for you in your life. You also want people that's going to hold you accountable. If you're fucking slacking, you don't want friends that'll tell you, oh, it's okay, you deserve a break, and you can do this. I want somebody to tell me, dude, you being a bitch, or you need to man the fuck up, or you got to get to the gym, or bro, you got to make jujitsu. I ain't seen you in a while. Where you at? Oh well, I don't want to hear it. Just get here. That's the people who truly care about you and truly value you. Um, and Frank said, I hear that. Don't sweat the numbers. You rock. I don't always comment, but you good stuff to say. Thank you, Anne Frank. I'm gonna pin that comment. That is flattering. Maybe I should do lives with my shirt off. What? Rick says 100% facts. I should do lives with my shirt off. Keeping people no drive and direction in life is going to affect you in more ways than one. Start elevating yourself. I had a teacher tell me, be the flower that raises amongst the weeds. That's right. Thank you, Mount Sparrow. Good seeing you, sweetie. Good night. And look, everybody, um, I want everybody to go in after this, a few things. Go in the Telegram, join the Telegram group, because I'm going to start putting the link to the lives in the Telegram group. Um, so everybody gets notified, because the attendance is very off-putting. And The obviously, I want you to like and subscribe. When I turn the video off and it goes into as a archive or whatever it's called into my library, go on and comment for me. Help me get back up in the algorithm. That would be a huge help. Of course, donations always appreciated, always valued and appreciated to go to the studio that is in progress outside. Um, and if you want to donate to the channel, donate anything you think the value of the information that was given. It just helps the channel grow. That's all. Then, if you want to do a one-on-one, or if you want to see me for coaching privately one-on-one, go to proudmasculine@gmail.com or my Instagram or my website, and you can book through there. We'll set a time and nail a time slot down. So, and Frank said, there you go, Ryder, I'm spoken for. That's all right. Y'all ain't the first ones to suggest that. Even Mrs. Proudmasculine has said that. And Frank said, I added you to my notifications. I'm near NOLA. So cool seeing someone in the area rocking it. Happy to help, at least showing up. Well, thank you, Anne Frank. Very much appreciated. And thank you. I know I'm in your notifications, but not everybody's getting my notifications. That's why I'm saying join the Telegram group, because I'm going to drop a link in the Telegram, and you will get a Telegram notification as soon as I hit the post button. So, Telegram group, come in and make a comment, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell as always. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Thank you, everybody. Daddy and the Caddy for the donations. Slick Rick, good seeing you, brother. I'm glad you dropped in. Should come in more often. And then Tay, I hate to see you in that spot, brother. I wish there was something I could do in a live to help you immediately, but there's really not much I can do. Look, brother, men have it hard in family court. It's not in favor of men. It's just not. That's just the way it is. So you got to tactfully look at that situation. Matter of fact, the guy, Rick, in the chat has had to deal with something similar to that. So he knows what that's about. And Sheldon said, you're probably shadow banned because no one wants to talk about proud masculinity anymore. Look at what they did to Tate. Absolutely. I have been shadow banned, Sheldon. My attendance has floored. The bottom has dropped out. It's unreal. I was looking at 5,200 people per night. Now I'm lucky if I hit 1,900, 2,000. It's just not, but it's only temporary. We're going to overcome that. We're going to stack the chat, stack the comments, get the donations, get the interactions, get the engagement. That's what we need. Yeah, that's a nonsense. Free speech. Not in this climate. Not on this platform anyway. And the fact is, I said something bad about diaper diddlers. I said the truth about what should happen to these people. And ever since then, they are suppressing my channel. I heard of people losing their businesses because of being overburdened with child support. Bit the hand that feeded, yes. 5,200 and it dropped like that. Yeah. Severely, Sweet Pea. But it's okay. It'll come back. We're just going to hang in there and do what we do until then. I'm still coming on. It doesn't matter. I just want my channel to grow to reach the people it can help. Genuinely. That's why I'm here. To reach people and help people. You know, make a little money. Build a brand. Help men. I'm still going to show up. Well, thank you, Sheldon. Respect, brother. Build this motherfucker back. We'll get it back where it needs to be. Well, with that, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Till tomorrow.